Welcome back, and today I'm going to show you how I am doing Arena for possibly like the past 2.5 months or something, like somewhere around middle point of the last season, not preseason but season, and it has always gotten me at around Legend, and I have a very high win rate with it, and it is almost full auto. It has gotten an upgrade like around 1 month ago or something, when I have finally put my LHC on injury, and oh my god, it like really is the best thing you can do for Arena, I guess, because you look in Arena and you see all of these giga tanky teams like Belian, as you see here, like Belian, Aravi, Carmen or Arrowell or Cermia or Destina, just name it. If it is tanky, it is possibly there to find. And the good thing about injury LHC is she just accumulates over time the, well, injury, which just innately makes sure that you are going to kill that enemy team sooner or later regardless. Also, when dealing with a Ravi, before I had her on injury, a Ravi was my nemesis and I always had to go with some like Edward stuff or SSB stuff, depending on how the enemy team looked like. But it wasn't satisfying, and sometimes even that failed because I just couldn't kill the Ravi or whoever was besides that in time until maybe even the arena ticked me out. But with her on injury, like, I just kill it eventually. Usually when there is a Destina, I mean, as soon as she gets max injury and maybe even gets another attack in from the Pyllis, who's on Rocket Punch, he's just dead. Here you see, well, that was already my 107 consecutive win on... Not all of these were this team and were on full auto, but yes. And here you will see I pressed, well, the target thing onto the Destina, because like I said, I wanted to go down, well, as quickly as possible so that I don't have to face anything else. The team around that healing unit is dying on natural causes, which is called LHC doing her AoE. As you see, like, my LHC didn't even attack anyone there directly, and Arrowell and Eden just died. And I'm slowly taking the HP from that Destina, so she can't heal as much anymore. Arrowell loses barrier strength, Arrowell uses self-healing strength, Belian loses damage, I guess. So yeah, we are just taking it down, there we go. There are still some scary parts, or like scary teams which I really don't like attacking, or more like despise to some extent, and they are usually evolve around Green Celine, but you will see more about that later. And well, yeah, this is also like just a typical go in auto. I don't even know what I should tell you about it anymore. I can tell you about the battles that are coming up, but that's like too much of a spoiler. How about you? Just enjoy it. Me? Not shutting up. Just... well... I just can't tell often enough how amazing LHC on injury is. Like, sure, lifesteal is great and stuff, but for Arena it doesn't matter. She hardly gets low, and if she actually gets low for a unit to one-shot her, then it's either a Green Celine or a Ravi which hasn't gotten injured. So you just ignore that fact with injury in the aspect of a Ravi. Or, well, I mean, you can't really do anything when it is Green Celine, since, I mean, Lifesteal doesn't help if you get deleted within a single turn. But yeah, and technically, whenever there is a non-light add-in defense, I could just go with Hasol, and Hasol would innately just speed up the process. The only reason why Pyllis is here in general is just so that she can bait that unit better. I really wish Hasol gets a specialty change, and then it would be fine. This team in particular, I was like, okay, there's a green Rimuru, and when there's a green Rimuru, I just go with Crow and then everything. Green Rimuru, just Rimuru in general. I go with Crow, but then I was like, I can cleave that shit. And that's usually where most of my losses in the all of the last weeks came in. So I switched back that the team looks like as it should be. I was like, okay. I just ran Elena, whatever the light Pavel, yeah, the copper, and Pyllis it. Because I don't fear anything that Dilibet can throw at me with having Pyllis around. Since Pyllis just cuts her own push in half, and then I don't care about what's happening. Since a single push on a reduced single push on Dilibet doesn't do a lot. Like usually she gets 40%, right? But in this case it's just 20, so she would only get to 97, which doesn't matter at all. For this particular case, I should have my Ran on Symbol, but it's a standard Ran, he's on RNL, and he actually procced RNL, which was kinda unfortunate. I didn't really know how to handle the situation, so I was like, I'm only at 94%. But then again, I would have wanted to not crit, just thinking about it in the retrospective. But I mean, it happened, so it's whatever. We just killed anything here, and then Elena, sure, we burned her just to strip the defense buff, because the defense buff is what can make that Dilibet kill me here. So since that is gone, it's fine. Okay, well, I guess if she would have been on Portrait, she might have killed me too, but that didn't happen, so everything was fine. But yeah, this was one of the scary battles that I usually have, and I should not do it. I should just put my auto team in and go for it, but no. My brain was like, yes, I can do it. But luckily, I didn't get punished. Well, okay, I guess I just gigapped. And here we have like a prime example of, that's Green Celine. So, what am I going to do? Well, okay, actually, the first thing is, sure, Karina. You see Karina, you just go Edward, because Karina can never really kill Edward, since you always remove the defense break before her S3 comes in. So there's not a lot of damage happening to Edward. Since Karina's only really big damage comes to squishy units or death broken units. And here, now I have seen the Celine and I'm going to check, oh, what EE does she have? She has highest attack EE. Which means, okay, I can just go on and use my skills as I want to. Usually, when she is on Stealthy E, I don't want to fuck with it, because she just goes on with her super annoying S2, S3. If it is on one of my Soul Weavers, it dies. If it is on my Arrowell, lives. And if it would be on my LHC, as example, she can potentially live, but I've seen her die. But we will talk about that one later. But yeah, That's really the annoying part about Celine. Her S2 S3 combo can just nuke one of my Soul Weavers, and then I'm, well, in a lot of trouble if it is Destina, which has happened and which has cost me the battle, especially since most of the Celines you see out there are in combination with Celilius. So she just has a 30% additional attack buff, which makes it even worse to deal with. And yeah, so I always have to make sure, can I heal right now or can I not? And I mean, I have already also seen my Pyllis die from just a Vigor buff Eden and Vigor buff Celine. But I think that was a rare occurrence of, I don't know what the fuck happened there. But yeah, and also these weird cleave defenses with Ran and Eden and some shit, I can also just go in with it and press auto because there's nothing that can really happen to me at all. Sure, Ran could potentially defense break my Eden, my Pyllis, so that the Eden moving could one-shot my Pyllis, but the odds for that are very low. And even if that happens, I can just revive with my Destina. And then after the Destina follows my Roana, puts on the revive buff, gives a little bit of health, and then everything is a-okay already. But this team in particular, I don't know why someone puts Ram in this day and age on defense, but she just feeds Ed. Ram potentially can never kill Ed if that Ed, I mean, okay, if Ed never misses, I guess sure, and if Ram never defense breaks, I guess that's the thing, but yeah, since I had my entire team around, there was nothing for me that could go wrong. Hey, we are already at 112 consecutive victories. Besides that one cleave one, they were all on auto. And here another weird team. But yeah, there's nothing that can happen. Like, sure, they can put out a lot of damage, but that's not going to happen. Like Celine, for Celine to do a lot of damage, she really has to be on like Dust Devil, and for both of them to be able to kill Eden, like they would have to immediately start the battle with it before there even is a chance of me proccing my defense buff. After I have that defense buff, there's nothing can happen anymore. Like, okay, sure, maybe there is a chance that Arrowell has a little bit of effectiveness because Arrowell is getting the effectiveness buff on her own turn anyway. So sure, that could kill me. But, I mean not kill me, but strip me. But the odds for that are so low, and it would still have to be like a very, very high damage team for Eden and Celine to happen, which is very unlikely. And like I said, even then I would possibly still have my revive for that case. And here's another prime example of I target a unit at the start. Sometimes when I get my entire first turn, like when I get the immediate first turn, I don't just press auto immediately, but I just push one of my not one of my units, but push my LHC just so that she might apply some injury first, or just to have her turn done or whatever. But yeah, I don't want to deal with Aola. So I target her just so that she dies, well, as quickly as possible and stops putting on the annoying Skin Nullifier, and also stops stripping and silencing my LHC, because that just ruins my day. Just kidding, it just makes sure that I take twice as much time if that happens. yeah. I think that's all about to say. Like, also this, another prime example. If I would have used Hasol, Hasol would have helped a lot more on this particular fight. Just because Hasol would be at max stacks almost as soon as possible. There's no light add-in that could do some big chunk of damage to her. And Hasol is always getting pushed from all of these counters happening. So my Hasol would actually be the one that cycles here more than anything, while being by a lot the slowest unit there. But yeah. Well, I mean, I'm already taking a long time for these battles, but then again, I can just sacrifice that little bit of thinking about, can I put Hasol in right now or not? Just please give her specialty change, man. Please. This team I was like, I could go with LHC, but I was like, well, there is a unit that can blind me, so there's definitely a lot more use. Kappa. Yeah, it was quite scary at the start that Arby didn't even proc gap, but my Destina got rather low. But it didn't kill, so it was fine. Also, like, if I felt like I want to target something, I should have dealt with Arby first, because technically Arby is like the one unit that does the most against me here. But then again, I mean, he also got blinded, and usually after I get to have my defense buff, there's not really anything that can work here against me. Okay. There you see my Arrowell just countering and rocket punching everything and anything. Very nice. Hey, and I got another flag back. Isn't that awesome? And now, the possibly scariest fight I had in maybe months. Because I was like, usually I take this kind of team when there is no add-in, but anything else instead of the winter with this kind of offense, since I can just go in, press auto. But I really underestimated the power of winter, and well, me stupidly just pressing auto. But let's say, I guess I got lucky and got my insta first stun, but also then again, I rarely ever got, no, I think I didn't even get a single, what's it called, Elbrus proc out of my Belian in here. So like, yeah, that was weird. And that red is like Giga woke, and we just woke that thing. Yeah. My Adam is also trying her best. But yeah, my Destina has the lowest health because Eden initially is more tanky, just because Eden has a shitload of defense more. So that was very unfortunate, because now that winter starts attacking my Destina. I got lucky that winter didn't have any effectiveness, or like not enough effectiveness for my Destina. But yeah, that could have ended differently. And since I was still on auto, for some reason, even though I saw that weird shit is going on, my Destina just started healing and reset the winter. And here, look at my Edward. He was in a struggle like, I don't really want to attack Cermia in case I don't crit, because then the damage gets applied before the healing and my Edward is just dead, and when my Edward dies, I am dead. So I was, But I can also forget attacking the Lure since she has anti-crit and elemental disadvantage. So I was, sure, I take my shot at Carrot, at Chew, and I got it.
I'll block everything.
I got a little bit of life back. But look at her, she just consistently... She's consistently proccing, which is so disgusting.
Radiant light.
But yeah, good thing that my Destina also moved right before, so that ice crystals got renewed to proc. And look at that HP. Without that ice crystals, he would have been dead. And also here I tried to S1 strip the Winter in case I can blind her, but that didn't happen. And also it was quite nice that I didn't kill the lure, because otherwise if my Edward would have attacked the Xenia, it was the same as the last turn. If he would have missed, I would have died. And now we just see, I'm stupid enough to press auto yet again.
Not bad, right?
There was no point in me pressing auto, but I did it, and surely my Destina just got to reset at winter again. Yikes. There was such a clown fiesta that went on this battle. And also, like, obviously Xenia is never hitting my Edward when you need it. So that was quite unfortunate. Here I was thinking, should I S1? But then again, odds are low, so might as well go for the defense buff so that I can at least stay alive a little bit with Belian and she can be a bait after my Destina's dead. Which was a smart choice, because... well, reasons.
I told you not to waste my time.
Look, without the defense buff, well, maybe she would have actually still been alive. But then again, I got lucky that I just hit there, and at this point on, the battle was done, but oh my god, at what cost? I would have almost lost my 115 consecutive win streak, which is the highest win streak I ever had. The last weeks I have always lost them at around 70 or 80 due to me doing some weird shit like that. But hey, 116. And we actually got to hit rank 1, even though it's Saturday, so it doesn't matter, but it's something. And I love just the fact that I still have 100% win rate, yeah. And here, this is one of the teams for you to see actually how crazy this unit called Celine can be. It wasn't even a Celilius, but yeah, it was good enough, I guess. Just check. I'm checking again, like, okay, yeah, this time she has stealth, so I'm not going to use skills because I don't want her to proc yet. Surely counter could proc me, could proc my LHC, which would make sure that G procs. But lucky enough it didn't happen, and then Roana applies the revive buff. Since I don't really care too much if my LHC dies at this thing, but rather my soul reavers, I'm fine anyway, because usually she won't kill my LHC with her S2, S3, I mean it happened once, but usually it doesn't happen. But look at how low my Roana has actually gotten with that single S2, S3 combo. And now imagine she would have had Vigor buff, then my Roana would have been dead. And if she would have attacked actually my Destina instead of my Roana, she might have actually killed her, because my Roana is more tanky than Destina. But otherwise then, after her first S2, S3 combo is out, I can literally just go back on auto and everything is fine, because then she's never going to get it out. Besides me already having defense buff from just Pyllis doing Pyllis stuff. Yeah, as you see on defense buff, first 3 only did like 8,200 to my Cermia, which is not a lot. But then again, without defense buff on my Roana, that was 13.5 thousand. If I wouldn't have snow crystals on my Destina, with her S2 combo, it might have killed the Roana then again as well. Wait, no, actually snow crystals procced on the S3, so the S2 didn't do enough. But yeah, so now let me show you actually a fight that I had earlier, where that Celine really killed my LHC. Like in this thing, as you see, there's Celilius. So I was like, okay, yeah, I just don't do anything. Well, okay, actually, I saw that she has the highest attack E, so I went with the with a skill. The Celine went into my LHC. LHC got buffed. Then her S3, and it just killed my LHC. My LHC didn't do anything the entire battle, but just because Pyllis was there with Rocket Punch, we had an easy victory. So yeah, that was all about this team. How about we take a look at my units? So yeah, this is the Destina that I used. It's pretty standard. Technically, it would be nice if she would be a little bit slower, a little bit better on tankiness. As I said, Green Celine can be a demise to her, but yeah, that's about it. Then the Roana that I have in there, she's on Shimatra stuff, just so that I have even more healings. I'm also sometimes considering if I should put her on Idle Shear, but then again, I don't think it is necessary. Sometimes it's nice, but usually, as long as you don't die, you just win, right? Rather tanky, and you have seen how much damage that Celine did to me. Like, that's disgusting. Yeah. Then there is my Pyllis. I have given her a lot of defense, so that she really gets most of her defense increase passive, and then also Rocket Punch, and she really does a very fine job at this. So yeah, I'm super glad about that artifact, because otherwise I would have had to use Hasol, and Hasol, she's not as tanky as Pyllis can be, just because Pyllis has the specialty change, and she also doesn't have as much damage reduction. Like, sure, it only works on her teammates, but yeah, let's not talk about it anymore, because otherwise I would also have to run Adamant on Hasol, and I have still seen her die from Adin, or like Adin and Celine. Just that Pyllis is a lot better at surviving that thing, and Pyllis is always applying that defense buff, and as soon as that happened, it's, well, an easy fight. Whereas Hasol doesn't really have it consistently, like surely. There is a chance because she also gets reset, but yeah, if there is no add-in, Hasol would be a lot better, since I could also just give her Rocket Punch. And she has her own fixed damage, which is going to stack up very fast, so on max stacks, like, she might even attack a tank unit with for around 8,000 damage or something, with just that proc damage, which is just disgusting. And she's also keeping herself alive a little bit. And then my biggest pride, which is my Lionheart. Sometimes she's on Sigurd, sometimes she's on Draco. It's just like Draco seems to be a lot better, because with my team and also with ice crystals in my team, she's hardly ever going to get below 50% unless it would be enough to kill her. But that ice crystals, well, okay, and she hardly ever takes anything out of it unless it is a unit attacking on their own turn, which is like, it helps for Celine when she uses her S3, and a Ravi when she uses her S3, just for the survivability. Because if she gets below 50%, there is a high chance she just gets healed back up from Destina doing Destina stuff or ice crystals, while just removing or reducing the amount of time she even gets that low actually helped a lot better, and she just does more damage to clear the team faster. And then there is my Edward. Like, you've seen, he was giga tanky, and he definitely needed it for that one fight. Yeah, also just typical injury unit. He's on Sigurd. Without the Sigurd, he also would have died in that battle. So I'm pretty glad on that. The never proccing Belian that you have seen there, well, that was this one. Yeah, I don't know why she even has Elbrus when she doesn't utilize it at all, I guess. And since we're at it, how about I show you my Armin? Like, that's how I have always used Armin, or like not always, but how I'm using Armin for possibly like, is it already half a year or something? Well, whenever she got that EE, I guess. Or why, just a little bit after. And since I've said that I'm sometimes even using SSB, like when there really is no, like not Senya in there, and just like a lot of Belian shenanigans, or maybe even Belian and Celilius, and then I don't know, a Ravi, a Arrowell, something around that. And also no Destina. Just when there's no green unit, Seaside Bellona can work really well when there is a lot of stuff happening because of Belian being Belian. Yeah. And she just does her job same as good. You really have an easy time with that auto team as long as there's always an injury unit, because then yeah, you just kill that team eventually. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you wanted to have a little bit of intel as to having a good auto team for Arena. Yeah. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you liked it. Maybe you didn't. Anyways, have a good one and see ya.